Hi, I'm Steve. We're going for a ride today in the 2015 Subaru Outback 3.6R Limited. Let's go. It's been raining today and the roads are kind of slippery, but you know that's really the best way to test drive a Subaru, because all the Subarus, well except for one, have standard all-wheel drive, and so wet roads and slippery roads and even light-duty off-roading is not only possible, but it can actually be kind of fun. So I picked probably one of the worst roads in all of Los Angeles County to drive on. We're over here in Rancho Palos Verdes in Los Angeles County, California, and we're going to a road. We're on Palos Verdes Drive South through Portuguese Bend. And what this is, it's a landslide that was, oh my gosh, started years and years ago, maybe 50 years ago or longer. And the road is always moving. They have to repave it, they have to tear it up, they have to put in new pavement in sections all the time. And the reason I'm going over this road is to show you that yes, the camera is going to shake a little bit, it looks a little bit bouncy, but I've driven through this stretch in many different vehicles, and the Subaru, which is designed to go off-road, handles it just fine. It has higher ground clearance than a regular wagon and good suspension travel. This model has the larger 18-inch alloy wheels with great tires, and we drove it, actually we've had it for a week, and we drove it to San Diego and back, and we drove on some light-duty off-road trails there. And we drove on gravel, and we drove on dirt, and we even drove a little bit on sand near the beach. And it drives very well. And the reason why so many people are buying Outbacks these days, and Subarus for that matter, is you can get traction and you can have increased ground clearance, and you can go riding on roads like that, and in just regular dry roads too, it handles better. And you can do it without having to move up to an SUV. A lot of people like the way a car feels. They don't want to sit up too high. And this is more comforting to folks who just want a regular style wagon. But it does have an increased ride height and put all those things together, and that's why the Outback is so successful. We're now, we went through Portuguese Bend, we're through the landslide area, we're now on PV Drive South, and I'm heading towards the Trump National Golf Course, and I'm going to go up PV Drive East, which is a very twisty, windy road that goes up in elevation, probably, I would say, about 1,000 feet, maybe 800 feet. Anyway, you can get two different powertrains in the Outback. This is the 3.6R, which has a horizontally opposed, in other words, boxer style, 6-cylinder engine. Most Outbacks, and most Subarus for that matter, have the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine. And we've driven many of those, and we've driven a few of these, and it just boils down to your preference regarding the trade-off for fuel economy and performance. Now, in our 300 miles of driving, we got 23 mpg with this car, which is actually very good, but the bulk of that was freeway driving, of course. We were in the previous generation Outback with a 4-cylinder, and we thought it did just fine, but the reason we got the 6 this time is we live in a very hilly area here, and we're going from just about sea level to 1,200 feet every day, several times a day. So when you're climbing up steep hills, it helps to have the 6-cylinder. Now, in order to get the 6-cylinder on the Outback, you need to go for the limited model, which is what this is. And it is more expensive, and it does have a lot of luxury features, which a lot of people like. And it has additional safety features too. When they restyled the Outback this year, they gave it a new exterior and interior styling. And you can see here we have this big 7-inch touch screen that lets you do all kinds of neat things. You can see that in our walk around video. And we really enjoy driving this car. It's very comfortable, very smooth, easy to drive. We're now on a very twisty road. You can probably see a little bit of what we're going to do here. We like to drive this road when we have sporty cars, but we also like it when we're in Subarus because of the all-wheel drive. And we tested the Legacy, which does not have the increased ground clearance that this car has, a few months back. You can find that under our car reviews section on CarNichiWa.com, our website. And that car stuck extremely well to these twisty hairpin turns. And this one does too, not quite as well, and I think it's because these tires are more biased for on and off-road driving. But it doesn't lean. You know, it's not like your typical floaty SUV feeling like one I happen to own. It's definitely more confident and inspiring driving in this vehicle, in the Outback. Now, one thing Subaru has done, and this model is equipped with it, it has a safety system called EyeSight. And what that is, up here you might be able to see there's two bumps in the headliner right near the windshield. There's two cameras in there, and the cameras are reading the road ahead. And what they're doing is they're looking for several different things. We have lane departure warning. And what lane departure warning does, if you accidentally wander out of your lane, let's say you're kind of dozing or not paying attention and you cross a line, it'll start beeping at you. Get back in your lane. We also have a collision warning system where if all of a sudden you're getting up close to a vehicle in front and you don't put on the brakes, it'll warn you. And this also has adaptive cruise control, which will adjust your speed once you've set it. If you're driving with the cruise control on and a car up in front comes up, it'll slow you down, which is a very handy feature to have, of course. Now, in addition to the EyeSight, this also has a blind spot detection system, which is very handy. Say you're driving on the freeway like we were, and you want to change lanes, put on your turn signal, and you don't realize, hey, there's a car, I didn't see it, there's a car in the blind spot. Well, it'll warn you. It goes beep, 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 beep. And, you know, several times we had a car in the blind spot, we didn't even notice it, and that really was a great feature. We also have a lot of luxury, I think I mentioned that before, luxury features on this vehicle. And what it boils down to is price. You can have the regular Outback with the 4-cylinder engine, and many people are very happy with that. It starts at right around $25,000, and that's quite a deal because you do get all-wheel drive with that too. Or if you want to have the 6-cylinder that we really like, you do have to pick the top-of-the-line 3.6R limited model, and yes, it's getting foggy up here. When you go up the change in elevation here, you'll notice all of a sudden we're kind of stuck in fog. Anyway, and the 3.6R limited starts out at right around $33,000, and this model has an option package that has a moonroof and some other features. So the bottom line with destination is $36,800. Now, yes, that sounds like kind of a lot for a Subaru, but when you consider all of the capabilities, features, functionality, connectivity, everything that this car has, and you go out and shop around to try to find a comparable vehicle, most of them are from luxury brands, you're going to find that this is really quite a bargain. So whether you're interested in a 4-cylinder or the flat 6 like we are, go out and check out the new Subaru Outback that they redesigned for 2015. Drive it around, try to drive it in some off-road situations like we did, trails or just, dirt or muddy roads or even in the wet, and you'll be pleasantly surprised like we were at what a very competent and fun to drive wagon this is. That's why so many people are buying them, and that's why, believe it or not, last year, for the first time ever, Subaru sold in the USA over 500,000 vehicles, including Outbacks, obviously. That's 500,000 cars in the US. I think it was their best year ever in the US. And one of the reasons is because folks would like to have all-wheel drive, but they don't necessarily want to have a big SUV. And so that's why this car is so successful now. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us on the ride in our new Subaru Outback for 2015. And be sure to see our full review on CarNichiWa.com. And for more information, go to Subaru's consumer website and you can spec out an Outback the way you'd like to have it. Thanks again for riding with us, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.